our Senator, Jose Serrano.
Thank you very much. Truly a pleasure to be here. It's always fun to be on the island, and I want to thank our new Assembly member, Rebecca Seawright, for her leadership in putting this town hall meeting together, and I want to thank our Borough President, Gale Brewer. It's hard to believe that this is my 14th year in public office, because it seems like just yesterday I got elected. But when I was first elected, I was elected to the New York City Council, and at that time I was very new to public office, and the one person that I looked to for advice, guidance, and leadership was Gale Brewer. So it is such a pleasure to be sitting next to you once again. You're one of my heroes, and I appreciate all the your lifetime of dedication. And then Kallos, who just left, I've known him for 1,000 years and many other incarnations. And what's important here, and the Congresswoman Maloney, who we'll be hearing from, is that we have a group of elected officials who represent Roosevelt Island who truly, truly get along. That's not always said in many other political circles and other places. And we have a group of elected officials who not only enjoy working together, but we genuinely like one another, we respect one another, and we look forward to each of them bringing forth new ideas that we can work together on, because we know that through a concerted effort we can do a lot to make the island a better place. Now, of course, you know I have the craziest Senate district in the world. The 29th Senate District stretches from the South and West Bronx down to Randall's Island, Roosevelt Island, East Harlem, Yorkville, Central Park, and the Upper West Side. Soon they'll put Hoboken or something in this, but it is the craziest geographic Senate district anywhere in the state of New York. But I love it because it is easily the most diverse. It has the greatest groups of people. There's a lot of commonality, even though there is such a high level of diversity. We all care about good education. We all care about affordable housing. We care about safe streets. No different than what we have here on Roosevelt Island. What I think makes Roosevelt Island unique amongst all the other areas of my district is how it is in many ways a small community, yet it is like the United Nations of New York City. This is easily the most diverse place, whether we talk about racially, ethnically, economically. We have people from all over, all walks, who really love this community. And it's such a pleasure for me to speak with all of you, and that's why, even though I have a crazy district and the Senate majority only gives me one district office, which is in Manhattan, we do constituent hours every single Wednesday here on the island. Whether in the library or in the senior center, we're out here on the island every week with a mobile office situation so that we can meet with all of you. And many of you know my staff. They're very much versed in the issues involving Roosevelt Island, and that's thanks to you, because you guys are always telling us what the latest problem is and what we should be involved in. There's no shortage of communication. I want to make sure that you all know Farhana Hassan, my staff member, my newest staff member, and she's been speaking with many of you here on the island. So some of the issues that are of critical importance on Roosevelt Island are affordability of housing, public safety, and capital projects. Now, Roosevelt Island is suddenly hot. In the last few years, there's been so much interest, there's been so much talk of development, we have the Cornell project, we have many other things. There is a tremendous need for infrastructure improvements on the island, making sure that the waterfront area is done right, making sure that we have clean air during the projects that are going on here with Cornell. And it's important to remember that, God bless you, that the community here should have a seat at the table for anything and everything that happens on the island. And it is the responsibility of the elected officials to ensure that that seat at the table is there. I want to talk quickly about a piece of legislation that I have. It's Senate Bill 922, which would update the management powers of REOC. Again, these are all under the heading or under the umbrella of ensuring that there is a level of self-determination on the island, so that people on the island feel that they are in control of what is happening here. In the past, that has not always been the case. I want to speak briefly. That's definitely worth the clap. I want to speak very briefly before I conclude, because I know that we have to move on the agenda, about what my priorities are. Now, over the years, you guys have gotten to know me and a bit about the work that I do, but my greatest passion is the arts. I come from theater. I worked in theater before I became an elected official. Every now and then I ask myself, why did I leave? To go from theater to theater of the absurd, as things sometimes get a little out of hand up in Albany. But I do enjoy the arts. And now that my wife and I are parents of 2 small children, many of you know my son, when he's on the island, he goes crazy. He's 8 years old, he's going to be 9 this weekend, but he just loves being here for all the festivals and Fall for the Arts and Island Day. And my daughter is 3 years old, and I realize how important, at a young age for myself, how important arts education is. And over the years, we've lost sight of that. When I was a kid in elementary school in the 1970s, there was, I believe, a stronger focus on the arts and how art and music really did create a well-rounded educational component. Over the years, with Common Core and with this focus on high-stakes testing, there's been a movement away from the arts. And one of the bills that I have in the Senate is to create an audit that will find out what level of compliance there is statewide with arts education mandates, and create an enforcement mechanism to ensure that our students are given proper art and music education. Now, a lot of times, well, I'm glad you clap, because sometimes when I talk about this up in Albany, the Republicans look at me like I have 6 heads. There is sometimes a belief that the arts, folks will look at me and say, Serrano, that's really nice that you feel that way. The arts are really nice, but we just can't afford them, blah, blah, blah. I really believe that the arts and culture and music are part of the fabric of what our education needs to be. We need to think of them just as important as math, reading, and sciences. So, oh, another one of my heroes is here, Congresswoman Maloney. So I will stop now, and we'll do Q&A later, but thank you once again for everything.